All right, let's get this podcast on the road. Welcome, everyone, to the Neon Podcast. Thank you for joining us tonight on this wonderful hump day of a Wednesday, September 6th. All right, so for those of you joining us on this podcast, like I said, thank you for joining us. And we are welcomed today by our guests, Kemp, Alex Chang, and Mo-Kang. So, before we get on to our podcast, per usual, I'd like to have our guests introduce themselves. So, let's start off with your name. And if you could have any superpower other than having all superpowers or wishing for more superpowers, stuff like that, what would it be?
Jump right
Kemp,
into it.
Kemp, go ahead. That's all you, baby.
Hey guys, I'm Kemp. I've been on like every episode of this show. Welcome back, and hello to all new viewers. For superpower, it'll probably be something to do with like reading minds.
Very nice, very nice. Telekinetic, psychic powers, very nice. Let's go to Mo-Kang. Mo-Kang, if you'd like to introduce yourself, say whatever you'd like, and whatever superpower. Go ahead.
All right, cool. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you're good.
All right, so my name is Mo-Kang. If I had superpowers, it would definitely be... All right, let's just go with Spidey powers.
Spidey powers. Spider-Man. All right.
You.
Well,
Alright.
you like the whole web slinging thing? I
Hell
see
yeah,
you.
dude. He'd like to have 8 legs, dude. 8 legs. I'm just kidding.
Eight
All right.
legs.
8 legs, 8 eyes, spider powers. All
Wait,
right.
what? I didn't know that was part of the criteria.
No, I'm kidding, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, what you got for me?
Hey guys, I'm Alex. Let's see. My favorite superpower it would be to know where everything is.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Dude, that sounds like a great quality
I
of
can
life.
find the remote because I've lost that remote for like.
Yeah, dude, and it's be like,
Goodness
oh
knows.
man, I need some change for this. It's like, where's my change? My pocket, my wallet, my backpack, whatever, dude. That'd be pretty handy in everyday situations. All right.
And then you notice that you don't actually have change. Feels bad. Man.
And then that's your moment of realization when you actually lost an object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. So also in the chat, feel free to put down your superpower if you'd like. So I am Neon Penalba. Welcome to the stream once again. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching on I Am Neon Gaming. And my superpower, if I had one, it would be super speed / able to slow down time. Slow down time around me. You know what I mean? It's basically the same thing, good enough, but super speed without getting tired. All right.
Ooh.
You could cheat
Alright.
off tests.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah,
slowing down time
yeah.
around me is
All
one
right.
thing, but if you're getting you can slow down time, but I still get tired. That would be pointless.
Now I'm trying to be a flash over here.
Yeah, dude. Try to be like the Flash. Try to not make Flashpoint and create alternate realities.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh, don't even talk about that.
All right, we can talk about that later. So for those you joining us in the stream today for this episode on the podcast, as you can see the title, it is If I Were a Superhero. So basically, we'll be starting off per usual like we would think. We'll be talking about superheroes, their superpowers, comic books, movies, blah blah blah. We'll see how much we get into this, and then we'll go into something a little bit deeper down the podcast per usual. So we've all selected why our superpower that we would have, whether it would be everyday situations or actual being like a superhero, etc. So let me just expand upon those powers. Why did you guys pick those powers? You can go in any order that you like, jump in and out. Go ahead.
For me, I think it's just really easy to like well, I wouldn't say it's really easy, but I feel like it would be easy to like get along with people if you know what they're thinking. So like, I mean, that's why I like pick the mind reading
Okay.
because like if I don't know what someone's thinking, it's kind of hard to like please them. But at the same time,
Oh.
but like at the same time, it's just like it could go bad in other ways too.
Oh, I see. So it's just like it's easier to understand someone is basically what I'm getting. Right? Right? Yeah, more or less.
Pretty much.
Alright, for sure, for sure. I enjoy that. That's fair. You're trying to make new friends, hopefully don't piss anyone off, all that stuff. Alright. Alright, Mo-Kang, what you got? Why Spidey powers?
Okay, where you at?
All right. Oh, am I going now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. You just jump in if you want.
All right, cool. All right, so why I chose Spidey powers? Because I mean, no, love to know if someone's gonna sneak up behind me. 'Cause you never know these days. Anyone could like just. I'm thinking extremes here, but someone could just like pull a gun on you from behind. You never know, or just like a dog can be super quiet and bite you from behind. Oh, until it's too late. Dog's teeth is already in your leg.
Oh,
You're gonna start bleeding.
I like
Yeah,
that.
because right now I'm working as a mailman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the number one thing that mailmans hate, I think we all know from like, comics. I mean, no, not comics, cartoons and stuff, are dogs.
Uh,
Ugh.
I think that's totally fair. I like how you guys you're using it in very everyday applicable sense. I think that's good. That's smart, actually. That's good. That's
Yeah.
cool. Nice.
Wait, so you didn't do this for the web slinging?
You did it for the safety
yeah, I
to
would-
know
I
if
would-
there's
I would
danger
have done
coming.
it for the
It's a
website.
plus. It's a plus.
It's a plus,
Alright.
but the
Because
main
the
part
spidey
is
sense.
being able to use it for safety purposes. I think that's
Wait,
fair.
just add in like
Yeah.
what's it called?
I guess
A
the
superhero
spidey
name.
sense isn't worth it.
Let's add in a superhero name.
Okay, I think that's fair. All right, we'll go into that next rotation. Go. All right, Alex. Why did you pick be able to find things?
Being able to find anything, that is something that I really want. Like, yes, the other day actually, I went to get all you can eat tacos, right?
Uh-huh.
I
That sounds
literally
great.
forgot my credit card.
Oh.
Oh, no.
On the table, and I was just like, man, if I had those superpowers, I would not even be worrying about stuff like that. Like, I would lose everything. Like, I would lose my phone, I lose my credit card, I lose my pants sometimes. It's just random stuff. Yeah, I lose random stuff, and then I really wish I could find it. So if I could know like everything and where everything is, it would be perfect. I could find anything.
Okay, that's fair. But like, all right, just hypothetically, I know you're using it in everyday situations, but would you use it in the sense that like, it's like, oh, I want to find the next diamond mine in the world, and you can be rich. Could you do that? Does your
I think that
power
would be
reach to
pretty
that
cool,
range?
yeah.
Oh.
That would be pretty cool. Like, I would find be like, oh, I'm gonna find, I don't know, the next planet that we're gonna inhabit.
Dang,
Holy shit,
dang,
you
it
probably go
reaches
far.
to the extents of the galaxy, dude. That is pretty cool when you really put your mind to it. I think that's really cool.
Or I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna find Jesus. The second coming.
Oh my god, okay, I think that's that's something else. Next thing you know, you'd be like, alright, superpower, find me Jesus, and it's just gonna be a guy named Jesus. Down the street, that's what you're gonna be finding, dude. Alright, so
All the guys in the world.
every person in the world named Jesus, he's everywhere.
God.
I think that would be really funny too, actually. All right, so for me, the reason why is also like everyday applicability. I don't know if that's a word, but being able to use it every day too in situations. Super speed. At this point, I wouldn't need a car if I was traveling alone, or it's like if I need to do chores, I get that done really fast. I can run on water, stuff like that. Whatever the Flash,
Alright.
people, super speedsters, dude.
I think we should clarify. You should probably pick one or the other.
Super speed, super
Would
speed,
you
super
rather
speed,
super
super
speed
speed,
or
super speed only.
Alright, super speed.
Super speed. Because if I slow down time, actually I still could walk on water, but still super speed, so it's more efficient. But I wouldn't mind being like a superhero vigilante sort of guy. That'd be cool. Live the dream of fighting danger. I don't know if that's a dream because Mo-Kang clearly wants to avoid danger, but
yeah.
I mean, but superhero lifestyle. All right. So going on with that, if you had to pick a name for yourself, if you became a superhero with that power, what would it be? It's kind of hard to be putting on the spot, but
Oh man, it's a hard one.
anyone can go first. Kemp, you don't have to go first if you don't have one ready.
Yeah, I don't have one
What would I be actually?
Oh.
Hmm.
Good one.
All right, go ahead,
I'm gonna
Alex.
be the gold digger.
yet. Gold digger.
Gold digger. Yes.
Dang, that is actually
mean.
really funny. Holy shit, dude.
Everything just gold to you, man.
Yeah,
Yep,
dude.
everything is gold.
Everything is
Oh,
gold
that's fair, dude.
because it's not that everything is gold and he's digging for gold, but when he finds it, it's like he's finding gold for himself, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's hard to say. What would I name myself? Because the Flash is already a superhero, and my nickname is Neon, and it lights, so Flash would sound like repetitive.
Neon lightning.
I don't know.
I think I got one.
What you got? What you got? Go.
I want to be called the Mind's Eye.
Ooh, Mind's
Ooh,
Eye, dude.
dang.
Or the Mind's Eye. I'm sorry. That's a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I want to be called the Mind's Eye.
The Mind's
cool.
Eye, dude. That's
Yeah,
pretty legit, dude.
With an extra E.
We have
The
Anthony Ong in the chat saying that my name should be Knee I Run.
oh,
Yeah,
boy.
no.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh wow, dude.
Come on, dude. The whole point is not to give away your secret identity if you have a superhero in it. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to know. Like
Yeah.
if I use that name, like how easy to connect the dots. Be like, oh, Neuron's always missing, but this hero, Knee I Run. That'll be so stupid.
What? I think the masses. I don't know, man. Maybe the masses are just like not that smart. They can't connect the dots.
Yeah, dude. So I mean,
Dude, what about Mo-Kang?
no, that's right. So basically, it's like, oh, I wear a pair of glasses. They'll never know it's me, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Just
I
like-
think guys in comics never found out who Superman was.
Yeah. Okay, do you have a name for yourself?
Dang, I'm open to suggestions though.
Well, you
I mean,
said Spidey senses, so
it's fine. If you don't have one, I don't know.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Dude, let's just call you Killer Instinct.
Oh, I like. Oh, I
Ooh,
like that.
dude, that's a good one.
I like
Getting
that.
off today, dude.
I like that one. I do like that one.
Nice.
Cleanest Flash. I don't know. I don't really have one. If anything, I'll just bite off the name that they called for the new League of Legends champion. Not new, but recently new. Of Rakan's Ultimate. I'd just be called the Quickness, dude.
Oh, okay. No,
Dude, I mean, like, I
actually
can't
really
think
like
of
that.
anything
I
with
like
like
that name.
speed. Yeah. Like the quickness, the quick, no, or whatever. So with that, all right, guys. So now that we're talking about
The quick.
superpowers,
Adidas.
dude, it's the
Quicksilver.
quick, dude. No, dude, I'd be quick gold, dude. Quick diamond. No,
That
but
works too.
I know.
Quick diamond.
Quick diamond.
Good
Yeah,
diamond,
that makes me sound like I'm rich, dude. Hell no. All right.
Better
so,
than gold
Like,
digger.
really,
I know, right?
I just move really fast.
All right, guys. So with that said, we're going to be moving on to the slightly next topic of why do you guys like superheroes, if at all? So it's like that could be if you like a favorite superhero. Do you like a comic book DC versus Marvel, or do you like a character because it was played in a movie, stuff like that? It's like why do people or why do you, and if not you, why do other people enjoy superheroes so much? It's like, do they? That could be interpreted as, is it because they represent good and justice, or do you like their superpower, etc. Does anyone want to go take a crack at it? Very open.
I think for me, like I think it's not like the superheroes. It's more like how they interact with each other and like how they interact with the villains. I think I don't know. I mean, like it's like a clash of like ideals. And I think that's
Oh,
what I really like between like the superhero stuff.
that's fair. I think
Okay.
I like that one. The clash of ideals. Ooh.
That sounded a
I
lot
think
like
like
Civil War there.
yeah, I think that's why I really like it when they do like the crossover
My
things.
father.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
I think that's really fair to say because clash of ideals, whether it's hero versus villains or, you know, whether it's very subjective. Like you said, like Civil War. If you haven't seen it, then too bad. We're partially gonna spoil it for you. But yeah, well, it's been out for like how many years? Like 2 years now. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you should have
yeah,
seen it.
sure. It's fair.
That's
But
fair,
after,
right?
Like, yeah.
I mean, but it's like I like that concept. The clash of ideals. The fact that it's like you're a superhero and you fight for what you stand for, and basically whatever you're not fighting for is quote basically very subjective to the hero is your enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. That's a good one. Whether you're fighting for justice or you're one of those anti-heroes like Deadpool, you're yeah, you know what I mean? So, all right. What do you guys, Alex, Mo-Kang, what you guys got? Why do you guys like superheroes?
I would say that they like superheroes because of their ideals. Like going
Mm.
because I'm going specific because Batman,
Mhm.
he doesn't have superpowers, but he draws a really fine line between being like a brute and actually play the hero. Because there are moments, at least I think we see a lot in like recent movies, where he and other TV shows where he opportunity to end end this conflict once and for all by just killing the bad guys.
Mhm. That's
Like, he
true.
just beats them up, but he beats them up like so bad. Like you think he's might like one more punch or one more kick, and that that villain's out like for good. But he doesn't.
Yeah,
And
that's
for
true.
him for Batman, let's just say Bruce Wayne. He he just knows like, oh, I know when to stop. Yeah, so since he knows when to stop, but the guy still beat up on the ground.
That's true because his ideal is regardless of what he does, he will never kill somebody. That's fair. But he will have people get what they deserve. That's a good one, dude. Batman is a very good example of that, of having that sort of ideal. Like I
Yeah,
don't
I think one thing, I think the one quote he has said so far that stuck with me was that I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Oh,
So
that's
he
a
can.
good one. That's
So it doesn't have to be by his. So if someone dies,
yeah,
but
not by his hand. Got you.
not by his hand.
Yeah. That's dude. I just realized that and I was like, man, that's actually pretty deep.
Do you remember what movie that was from?
I think that was like 12 years ago.
Oh, dang!
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
What's that actor's name? Christian Bale.
Oh, the original
Which one was that?
oh no, wait. I don't remember. But
The first of the three, like the
Dark Knights
Dark Knight Rises.
yeah, yeah. So
Batman
the first
Begins.
one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first
Dang,
one
it's
of the
been that
Dark
long
Knight series.
already?
Yeah, dude. It's been a while. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you?
Okay, so I don't know, like people they love superheroes. I think it's mostly because for me, it's kind of like a pastime. You know, everyone just wants to
Mmm.
like, live up to the comics that, they've read and stuff. You know, understood a couple of the comics here and there, and then it just kind of build up from there. A part of me says that it's kind of like it's like fantasies of reality, kind of like these. So like Batman, he's been living this terrible life, and at the same time he lives up to something better from that. Or Spider-Man, he becomes a genius and he's not really showing it. And then it's like fighting crime on the side is pretty fun. Um, and then the villain is kind of a representation of like the bullies in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, yeah, it's like everyone has a villain, and it's showing that there's many ways that you can fight off this problem. I guess I don't know, like a lot of it's like fantasy for me.
No, I
So
get you. I
yeah,
get you. I think like the other point that you're saying is like, oh, it's relatability to like real world stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, um, for me, like, I'll connect it to like the what I was gonna say is like how people it that superheroes outside of their secret identity were quote unquote like ideal role models of people if they were like superheroes, right? Not including anti-heroes with like, other motives or whatever. But
yeah,
heroes it's like, oh, they stood for what was quote unquote right and justice and just in the world because you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, superhero, he'll defend the weak, or Batman, it's like the relatability that it's like it gives people hope. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
that
Hmm. Yeah.
that good will always triumph, or more or less good will triumph over evil, right? And sometimes it might not be like the straightaway answer of like, oh, it'll always work at the first time, because everyone knows, whether it's a movie, a comic, a TV show, that whenever the hero fights the villain for like the first time, it's most likely either gonna not work out as well as they planned for the first time, or even if they do defeat them for the first time, there's something else going on in the background that the hero might not notice. So it's like there's a constant struggle between hope and justice between like the heroes and the characters. For me, that was like always the thing um, that I thought was really cool. So it's like, all right, it's not like a weird example, but like, I grew up watching Power Rangers, dude. They're considered superheroes. You they fight
Alright,
the villain,
alright,
Yeah,
like,
I'll take that. I'll take that.
right? Like, so they're like
I guess, yeah.
they're basically superheroes, right? But like, and
and
you
then
watch
there's fire out of nowhere.
exactly. So it's like like, for example, if you're a Power Ranger, right, and you're fighting a villain, you're fighting so many freaking villains, and then for some reason in each episode they have to fight the villain like 3 or 4 times until they're finally done. And the first like 2 fights they get smashed on.
And then it grow bigger.
Yeah,
and
then they
have
grow
to summon,
bigger. So
like
I'm just like,
then they have to summon their robots or something, and then be like, oh, we need to kill them in like a large giant fighting battle, something.
I think, yeah, but I think,
Oh, man.
and then eventually there's like a life lesson in there embedded somehow or some way or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like the constant, like even like other bigger superhero comics, right? It's like people have different enemies, and there's always a constant struggle between the hero and whatever they're fighting against, whether it's someone else's morals, a villain, physically fighting someone. I don't know. That's just me. That's what draws me to superheroes. So it's like
Oh, man.
it's the struggle.
I think we should stop referring to Batman because there was what was it? I think the Killing Joke where he actually killed the Joker.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think that's a good representation, but I think like other superheroes say that they don't really kill the villains. They just like they fight another day, but they defeat them. And
Yeah, unless you're the Power Rangers and they're always dead. But
Yeah.
Superhero TV shows,
yeah, I mean,
or like like the Joker just pops up every 5 episodes and I'm out.
yeah. So I mean, there's that. I mean, like other aspects that I just want to point out if you guys want to talk about it. It's like other like I said, the ideal of hope. Little kids growing up, it's like you're taught to do, more of the time, most of the time you're taught to do good, right? Your parents or whoever raised you up they teach you the difference between good and bad or whatever, right? Subjectively. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you want to root for the hero. You know what I mean? It's like that's what you're taught to grow up with. So I don't. There's that aspect of it of growing with your own ideals or your parents or whoever you grew up with. That your ideals happen to align with the superheroes. You know what I mean? Good. That's supposed to be good. You're not supposed to hurt anyone, so you beat those people up. So I mean,
Yeah, fair enough. But then there's a like introduction of, I guess, there's Suicide Squad, which is kind of like the borderline of in between.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
The
know,
anti-heroes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I love that movie, even though people don't like it, but I love that movie.
yeah.
I'm biased.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. Like out of all the superhero movies, TV shows, and comics, what do you guys like enjoy watching,
Mm,
or it's your favorite, or whatever?
Oh,
People in the
I,
chat, feel
I,
free
I
to
got it.
answer as well.
All right, for me, it is Wonder Woman, hands down.
Oh, all
Yes.
right,
That
that's
one
fair.
was
That's fair.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that was a comeback for DC, and also like in general, I think that was the best movie of superhero movies so far that I've seen. Like this is my opinion, but like Wonder Woman, oh my God, like it's representation of superheroes, and at the same time it is like incredible. Like I think it's hands down best.
All right, that's
I mean,
fair.
like, but what do you actually like to see in like a superhero? Like, well, like stray away from the subject, but like, what do you like to see in like a superhero like series?
Um, Passion, I guess. Like, you don't see that much in superheroes. Like normally, like, Batman is just like you're he's fighting the bad guy. He doesn't really have like compassion towards any of the bad guys or like why they came to be, I guess. Um, there's also like I don't know. I feel like, like every superhero they have kind of the same kind of idea where they fight the bad guys and stuff, but then they also have like their secret lives where they like have moral problems, emotional problems on the side,
Mhm.
and they're living this double life. But then I kind of like Wonder Woman because she's kind of like out in the open, like like she doesn't really have a secret identity, like she's not covering her face. She's pretty like open about it, and the only thing she does is
Oh,
change the
that's true.
sequel.
That's true. That's a good point to bring up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For me, it's superhero movies. I watch my anime, but the shonen anime does this a lot,
Mm.
where they have the character grow throughout the series,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and for me that's why I like to see people like, work hard, and like I like to see them grow as a person, like have their ideals change throughout the series.
I think that's a good point too, because it's like, oh, I don't know. Like I said, because I like the struggle. It's like, oh, their ideals are changing. That character is growing. Um, I think that's a really good point to bring up too, especially in like obviously, like you said, shonen anime. It's a very big genre of anime in general. So I think for me, I personally enjoy those ones as well. That genre of anime in particular. But I don't. I mean, oh man, how do I say this? Like, it's sometimes for those kind of series, depending on like how they do it, it either goes really fast or really slow. You know what I mean? I think that's just
Yeah.
like the downside to it, depending on
Yeah,
the
I think
series.
I think pacing is always a huge issue.
Yeah, pacing is
I mean,
like,
like you bring like superheroes and like anime, like there's a show called Boku no Hero Academia.
oh hell
It's
yeah.
literally about superheroes, and like the main character is just like exactly what I wanted to see. Like he starts off with like as like a nobody, and then like he gets these powers, and like he becomes something.
That's true. I think the pacing.
One
If you
Punch
haven't
Man.
watched, if you haven't watched that anime, I recommend it. I think a lot of people recommend it. It has a very good pacing of the show. I think that's a very good example of it. Of growth for a shonen anime. Um,
Yeah, Deku's my boy.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's see what else. I don't know, Mo-Kang, what do you enjoy, or is your favorite, etc.
Let's see. I do want to say Civil War, but honestly, the one that really strikes home the most is Logan.
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
I haven't seen it, but
It
go ahead.
oh yeah, it's like
Spoilers.
I'm
it
okay.
was
Go ahead.
just shows like darkness like just like brought out, basically leading a pretty shit life. And and in this movie you get to see like how shitty it can really get. But
Mmm.
and then you just feel like there is like no hope at all, and maybe just like a little glimmer. And then when you meet this, and when Logan meets this special someone, glimmer of hope becomes like probably just like a spark. Just like it stays a spark. It's not. It's not. It's still pretty. The movie's it has very. It's pretty. I don't want to say bleak because it was made to be like Deadpool.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Gory and dark, or like gory, dark, and
Yeah.
humorous.
Gory and yeah.
I think that's also a
Actually,
good
no, both
point.
of them are pretty gory.
Yeah.
I think that was his last movie, right?
Yeah,
Or
it
his
is.
last superhero movie.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should
he's
be.
done.
Yeah, they should be done. I think I think that's a good one to point because there's because of the darkness, it's a more adult themed kind of movie. So I think it appeals for definitely us for the young adults. You know what I mean? Because like I said, growing up as a kid, it's like, oh, superheroes, they are more or less ideals, right? They're like the best at what they do. They represent good and stuff. But when it gets to those darker themes, you might not understand it or might not comprehend as you're growing up as a kid. But to us adults, it's like, it's relatable to some degree. Like even if we haven't gone through that, they make the characters very relatable sense that isn't through a bright light where they're like perfect people or they're not going through the same thing like a regular hero would do. It's like, oh yeah, I live a regular life and and then I just whenever there's trouble I change into my superhero form or whatever, right? Well, where you said like Logan, like I said I haven't seen it, but when you say Logan, their lifestyle is shit, right? They have a different take to it. So I think that's also
Yeah,
a very important, not just for relatability and the theme of it, but also is the not the theme, but the storytelling aspect of it all. Because theoretically, superheroes, sure, other than like concepts and all, but like they are, they were originally made for storytelling. So you know what I mean? Having that story and plot aspect is a very good way to help describe the hero's story, quote unquote hero. Um, so I mean that storytelling, like I said, pacing, is also a very important aspect to me, in uh, um, especially in mainstream media of videos and TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like other types of storytelling through heroes and stuff like that.
What can you say that again? Sorry.
Basically, um, how superheroes are used as a storytelling aspect. Like you said, Boku no Hero. Sorry, My Hero Academia. Um, has like good storytelling because the character is growing, right? What other aspects makes a good superhero story, movie, or TV show good to watch in your opinion? What about you guys? What makes it good?
well, I could say what current movies should not follow. It's like always start with an origin story. Alright, we're probably like done with all those origin like movies.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need another
So you're saying they shouldn't do that?
should yeah.
Oh, okay.
the recent like how Black Panther and Spider-Man showed up. Like we didn't know anything about them, but they just I think it was kind of like a really good like seamless transition into the current story. We don't need a full
Uh,
blown story about like how Black Panther was started and all that
We
crap.
will later.
But I'm actually
uh,
excited
Oh
about
yeah,
Black Panther though.
I think that's a good
yeah,
one. It's
like
just like
maybe like a little bit.
integrating a new story from another story is basically what you're saying, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and not
okay.
and we'll just get like a taste of his origin, not like a whole 2 hour, 2.5 hours worth of origin stories. We don't need that.
That's
Dang.
true.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, because it's like if you're gonna create a series of that same thing, you basically don't want the first movie to be half of like the first half of the movie is basically all introduction, right? Like uh
Yeah,
the one that comes to mind for me, obviously, other than Batman, is Iron Man, because you know it's like he's one of the first Avengers. He basically starts up the Stark Industries as a weapons company, and then you see him turn into Iron Man, and then all the different suits that he uses in the first movie, and then fights like the first quote unquote evil person to like try to rip him off or bite his technology. You know what I mean? So it's like where half that movie was him, or the first hour of that movie was him and his origin story. So I get you. It's like if some people already
Yeah,
know
just
the
move on
origin
from there.
story, um, especially for mainstream heroes. That's true. And origin stories can get repetitive. I think at that point it's just for action purposes and fan service. So I mean that's another aspect of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know.
I guess.
It's like come on, Iron Man's first scene, dude. He's like flying next to jets, jumps down, and like blowing stuff up with his hands. And remember that tiny rocket that he shoots at the tank, dude?
Oh,
Like,
I
come
love
on,
that
dude.
scene.
That was pure badass fan service right
I
there.
love
Come
that
on.
scene.
You can't deny that wasn't for fan service. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
That
it's all
Um,
about making the movie good, right?
yeah, true,
yeah.
exactly. I think that's fair.
I think for me, I actually really like watching these origin stories.
Hmm.
I think, I mean, like seeing seeing them crossover already is good too. But I like to see like where people come from. I want to see like the whole picture when it comes to like these like fictional characters.
Mm.
It's kind of for me. It's just kind of weird. Like they just throw them in and just like where does this guy come from?
Oh, that's true. Like saying that from like a casual perspective, it's like, oh, I have no idea who this person is. I
Yeah,
think that's fair to say as well. Like if you're not a hardcore fan, you're like, who's this Black Panther guy and why is he suddenly so important?
yeah.
Yep.
I think that's also another the other side of the coin basically. So I think that's also really important to say, to have that aspect in your mind. So I don't know what else makes a story so good for superheroes or super villains. I might add because I remember watching this YouTube video. It's like, oh, a superhero is only as good as their counterpart, the supervillain. So what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. Is it's like when I'm watching a series or when I'm watching a movie, like the villain is like super important. Like I don't want to go like to Batman, but like
Why are we
Batman
always
has
going
like
about
some of the
Batman?
best super
Keep
villains
going back to
ever.
No, I mean
Batman.
you're not wrong.
Yeah,
You're not wrong. Like he does have some of the
That's
superpowers.
true. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God, the Joker.
Yeah, dude. All right, so
Joker,
No,
Riddler, like, I fucking love those guys.
oh yeah,
yeah, I'm
go ahead,
waiting
Alex.
for like a time they make an origin story about a villain. Like if it's just about a villain, that would
Oh
be
yeah, the
pretty
other side of the
awesome.
coin. I
Yeah,
think
That
that
would
would,
be,
yeah,
yeah, I think that would be pretty cool too.
I think one oh sorry, did you have something to say?
I don't know. I was just wondering, like, because like I'm a huge fan of Jared Leto and his work and stuff. And when he was Joker in Suicide Squad, the reason why most people don't like Suicide Squad was because they didn't have enough of the Joker, and it would be amazing if we could see like how he came to be.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
It
it's
I think,
basically a different type of Joker than the one in the Dark Knight series, because he plays it
Yeah.
differently. Yeah, so I mean that's also another important fact. I think the also part of it was like going back to what you said, Kemp, was like we were talking about the villain, right? And I don't know if you guys watched this anime. It was oh my god, I'm blanking on the name, dude. One Punch Man. I was gonna say I was gonna say Saitama. No, I was gonna say Saitama. I was like, no, that's the character's name. One Punch
Yeah.
Man, right? It's like he's so overpowered. Whatever villain enemy comes his way is nothing. So like it's not like he's growing as a person or he's growing as a character and getting stronger. He's literally beating people up with one punch. There's not real character development with him, but the fact that is there's no real challenge to him, that the it just shows how strong he is, and there's no real progression in the actual story per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until someone even relatively close to him presents a challenge. I mean, I think that's why I brought it up, is for the also sake of storytelling. If someone's just beating all these other enemies and bad guys like there's no big deal, how interesting is it? But like One Punch Man makes it a comedy. So I mean, they take it into that aspect.
Yeah, there's a point where I just like stopped considering One Punch Man as like this like shonen show. It was just a comedy after a certain
dude.
point.
Yeah, it's just like I think that aspect really sets the tone for a series or for a hero, in particular. Because you know what I mean. If you're beating every hero in one shot, that's not suspenseful. That's not necessarily super action based. You're just basically overpowered at that point.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, like especially if the series makes them to be that strong, it's not as enjoyable unless there's a second storyline to it. I don't know. Like I'm referring to a lot of anime because it's more relatable because they have way shorter storylines. But there's this other one where it's like a mech anime. It was oh shoot. Kemp, which anime was the one with the orange mech? Orange.
Alno Zero.
Gundam?
Yeah. Alno Zero. There you go. Alno Zero.
Alno Zero.
Yeah,
Alno
I
Zero.
love that one. That's one of my favorite mech animes because of like he's strong and he grows, but you know, I mean, there's a story to it, and that's what makes the series so fun. Even though he's still managing to beat all these people in more or less one shot. So I mean, there's that aspect to storytelling, having a side story, latching on to the main character rather than the main character being the only reason why the movie or show is going on. But that's just me. So
Yeah, I think like if you don't develop the villain like just as well as the hero, I feel like it won't be as good of a story as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, should we list out the ones that were like bad superhero movies? Like that might help.
bad superhero movies. Oh man.
I think people would agree that Suicide Squad was a pretty bad movie for the fact that they didn't really introduce as much the character of the villain in the sense of like, fighting off this bad evil person thing.
Yeah.
Wait, where did I watched Suicide Squad once, and
Yeah.
I kind
haven't.
of glossed over it because it was I didn't really like it. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
wait, so Suicide Squad, where's the bad guy come from?
Enchantress.
Yeah, Enchantress. She was like in a jar. And then she was in a jar, and then like this archaeologist found the jar, and then she like opened it up, and then she became Enchantress.
Damn. I didn't watch it, but that sounds so cheesy, dude. It was. I like that was the opening line was she was in a jar.
Yeah,
Alright.
she was in a jar.
So we don't know anything before the jar, right? Or it wasn't just something I missed.
Yeah, dude.
I just randomly thought of a Patrick reference or SpongeBob and Patrick reference.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, alright.
Sure.
Yeah, dude. Even Power Rangers, dog. Rita, after 1,000 or was it 9,000 years, I'm free. Oh, yeah,
my
right.
God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big Power Rangers fan back in the day. I don't know. So there's that. So what else is there?
I actually want to like I want to go back and watch Power Rangers and like actually see if
I heard the
if I can
movie
like
was pretty good actually.
make sense of it.
Oh.
Wait, really? You heard the movie was good? I heard the movie was bad.
I heard
Oh,
it.
really?
I heard mixed opinions. I think if you
I've heard
grew
mixed opinions too.
yeah, it's like, oh, if you like
Oh,
Power
man.
Rangers and you like that cheesy stuff, and as an action movie and comedy, you'll like it. But if you're looking for something like a deeper movie, I think you might not like it. So it just really
That's-
depends.
I
We'll
see.
see about that.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it either, but that's the general consensus that I got from people from Facebook, my cousins, and whoever else watched it. I saw a couple reviews online, but that's what I heard. I don't know. So, all right. Other than superheroes and supervillains, if you had to pick one superhero to be your friend slash partner, who would it be?
Wait, partner to what?
Partner, if
Partner of anyone?
you partner up with anyone to be a superhero alongside them, or just be their friends with every day, and like
Wait, and you get that superpower that we mentioned earlier.
sure, whatever, if you'd like.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Uh,
Just,
okay.
take your time, because it's like, or like, why is your superhero like that? Or why do you want to be partnered up with that superhero? I mean, if you guys can't think of one, for me, I personally would want Iron Man. Like, I don't know, I always liked Iron Man growing up, and then when they made the movies, Marvel, I really liked it because like Iron Man isn't a true hero in the sense it's like, oh, he gets snarky, he's witty, he has those quick one-liners and shit, which really I enjoy, and it's like, you know, he has all those suits, why not? He's very smart, Tony Stark, philanthropist.
Yeah, I was gonna say Iron Man. I was gonna say Iron Man too, just because he was very snarky, and
Yeah, dude.
you know, my mind powers would help him with these other one-liners.
Like, that's it. Your power is to give him more one-liners.
Yeah, dude. I'm the best sidekick. But other than Iron Man, I guess I want to be partnered to like, I'll say Riddler
Who's
Oh.
that?
from Batman.
Oh, the Riddler.
It's a mark guy.
The
Villain from
the
Batman.
villain. I was like, I don't know any superheroes. I just, all right, cool.
Oh.
Alex or Mo-Kang, either of you two want to go?
Let me think.
Goodness.
If you can't have like a favorite one or like compliment, just pick the first. Oops, sorry. First thing that comes to mind.
Captain America.
Ooh, Captain America with your Spidey powers. That's a good one.
Stinks. Also be
Nice.
pretty lethal.
That's true. But all he has is a shield, though. That he can
Yeah,
throw.
but that shield can't be destroyed.
Ooh, you're right. Ooh. All right.
In terms of the movie, yes, he can't be destroyed. But obviously, in comics, there are plenty of
Moments,
things
yeah,
that can
yeah.
destroy his shield.
Yeah. But, you know, finding something or a power that can destroy it is pretty difficult. It's rare, I mean. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Alex, what
That's
about
fair.
you?
Okay, so I was thinking more in the Young Justice department
Ooh.
because the new season's coming out.
Oh yeah.
I'm so hooked. I'm ready for like this new season. So I think I would go with Aqualad because he's kind of like cool under pressure, but then, you know, at the same time he's kind of like mysterious about his past.
Ooh.
I think it's just cool. Like, you know, he gets to like swim underwater and then speak in another language. So I think that would be pretty cool to have. Talk to fish.
All right. So with that, we're just gonna transition into like our other topic that we had set up in the last, say, 20 or so minutes. 20 25 minutes. So to expand this, so we're talking about superheroes, right? And like more or less in a fictional sense and in a storytelling sense as well. So and we've lightly talked about this earlier, or I tried to talk about it, is what makes them inspire us, or in the sense, not us, but inspire general public. Like I said, kids, right? You you like heroes because they can do things that you can't do, but they have the same ideals as you. You know what I mean? Is that what inspires you, or is it because they they're doing, like I said, like they're doing things that you can't do, like, or they're
Yeah.
helping people. You know what I mean? So, in relation to that, into the real world, right? It's like, some kids, you ask like a 5-year-old, right? Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, oh, one kid might say, I want to be a Power Ranger because I watch a lot of Power Rangers. Or you ask another kid, I want to grow up and be a fireman because they help people. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of, for me, the same train of thought that you're inspired to be that job or that thing because you're inspired by them. So everyday heroes as well, not just superheroes. Fireman, policeman. You can even be um, volunteer worker, stuff like that. It's like what inspires you or others around you to do the things that you do and be like them, per se.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, as I thinking back, I don't think I ever had like a moment where it's just like, oh, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an astronaut. I don't think I ever, as a kid, thought about like having like,
One of those
yeah,
careers.
that kind of moment.
Yeah.
But I did look up to my sister a lot when I was growing up.
Oh, really?
Because me and my sister have a 10-year difference.
Mhm.
So she's 10 years older than me, um, and like growing up in an Asian household, like she was pressured just as much as I was. So I looked up to that. Like she was always working hard every day and like trying to like please everyone and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I want to be just like that too.
Nice, nice. See, there's your everyday hero. You're inspired by your sister because you're put in the same situation, but she's already been through it. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
and yeah, she was like the experimental one. I was the refined one.
Nice, nice. No, I get you. I'm the same way. Like I have two older sisters, the oldest being 10 years older than me as well, the other one being 6 years older than me. So I mean, there's that, but I think to each their own. I think that's a good point to bring up. Mo-Kang or Alex, what do you guys got?
Hmm. Well, I mean, like, so, like I said before, my huge one of my like star heroes that I look up to is Jared Leto because not just because he was in Suicide Squad playing the
Mhm.
Joker, but also because he's doing so many things at once, and at the same time, he keeps wanting to learn more and wanting to grow as a person. Like as a superhero goes, as all superhero goes, they all want to like help people in some way, and that's kind of like how everyone is. Most of the time, they want to help either like themselves or help people around the world, help as many people as possible. And the cool thing about Jared Leto is that he wants to do so many like things for the world and also for the sake of self accomplishment. But yeah, I think that's something that stands out to me for a hero is like um, you're balancing so many parts of your life, and people only know so much, but then you're balancing. Say you're like entrepreneur, say you're a movie star, say
Mhm.
you're also like a singer. You're doing all these things, and at the same time, you keep wanting to pursue more just for the sake of yourself. And I think that's
Oh,
something that's very admirable.
that is very admirable in my
Uh,
opinion. Like I didn't know that much about Jared Leto to begin with, and then you're talking
Yeah.
about him. I was like, that's actually really cool. So I can see why you see him like, in that light. So I think that's really fair. I think that's really cool, honestly. I don't know. You have anything else to say, or do you want to pass it on to Mo-Kang?
I'll just pass it on.
I actually would like oh boy,
Do you need more time? You want me to go?
expand off of what Alex said because I actually agree with what he but I think in general, put it to every like actresses, even athletes. They well, for one, they're paid to do like to movie, play, whatever sport
Mm-hmm.
they're professional at. But on the side, they all like dude, I'm blanking on the word. They have now, but there's a different word I wanted to use to just help people in general because I've been reading a lot of news lately on some football players about the recent hurricane in Houston,
Yeah.
millions of dollars out of their own pocket in that they make playing their sports
Mm-hmm.
to help people in need, and I think that's something they show us that what they can do. But you can go out there and help them, help people in need.
So like per
Yeah.
se like humanitarian work basically like even though it's like they're doing something very respectable even though they're getting paid to do millions of dollars for the work. Not saying that they don't that they're not obligated to, but they do it anyways. Is like what you're saying. Like they go out of their way to do the things
They go out of their way
to help
to
others. Yeah. I think that's a really
yeah.
good point. Yeah. For I think for me is the same way. Like I always like especially in high school and in college and even like now as a recent grad is like I always try to give back for people who need help. And like I know those where my roots come from and I try to support as much as I can. Obviously I can't be as supportive financially, but I'm there like spiritually and mentally and if I can physically from time to time. But for me like one of my everyday heroes. So this is um like a story back when I was like 3 years old, right? 3, 4 years old. I was very little, and this is also like this is a story. People be like, "Oh, what?" This is the same story that I used for what's my favorite color, or why is that your favorite color? So my favorite color is orange, right? And so let me go off on a small story about this. So sorry if I go a little long. Is so back when I was really little, right? You know, as a little kid, you don't explore the world much, right? It's like before you go to preschool or whatever, right? You're just at home most of the time. It's like, oh, you sometimes if you're in a car, you basically you know your neighborhood just a little bit, you know the stores, but you don't know the world. You know what I mean? You're not educated to the things around you. So for me, like, you know, the world is a very small place to me, or quote unquote my world, because you know what I can interact with. And growing up, you know, every week I wouldn't have much to look forward to. It's like, oh, you know, TV shows or whatever, games with my siblings from time to time when they came home from school was things that wouldn't happen as often. So the story is every week there would be a garbage collector, right? And back in the day, before, you know, waste management had like the green trucks, their truck color was orange. And I would be super excited whenever the trash person came. It sounds really weird. It sounds really dumb. It sounds really weird. So the truck was orange, right? I was like, man, I'm so excited. This truck is orange. The guy is coming, and like, this was before they had those automatic machines. But this is when the garbage people had to physically get out of their truck, get the trash bins, throw it into the thing, and then it would dump it into the top, right? This was back in those days, before all these automated machines. Was that and whenever we did that, my parents knew what time more or less when the trash collector would come, and the guy was so nice, dude. He was so nice to me. He would always say hi. He would some most of the time it would be the same guy, right? He would recognize me and my dad or my mom, whoever who would watch me say hi to the garbage collector, right? And the reason why, like other than that, it would be so exciting is there would be a couple times, at least two different occasions. I remember this as a kid, that the garbage collector, the garbage man, would offer me and my dad, I'm pretty sure, or whatever parent, would drive us around the block in his truck. I was like, dude, that's freaking cool. I'm in a big ass truck. Sure, it smells, but it's like my favorite color, orange, dude, because obviously it's my favorite color. And it's like he's so nice, dude. Like that as a kid, that like was so awesome. It's like, you know what I mean? You have superheroes on TV. You have Power Rangers. You have I didn't see firefighters. Like we don't get any firefighters. You don't go where the police action is, right? You don't know what they're doing as a kid. You just like, oh, you just assume they're arresting criminals, right? Quote unquote. But as a as a kid, as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, having that garbage man take me to truck rides around the building with my dad or my mom or whatever was really cool. That inspired me. Like doing little stuff like that to make people happy was what inspired me as a little kid. So it may sound weird, and it's not like I was inspired by his work per se. I was inspired by the person himself. You know what I mean? So I think that was also just a really important aspect for me, is the relatability and being able to connect on a personal level. I think that's what helps for everyday heroes. It's like, sure, I appreciate police, firemen, security guards, and all these people who do their jobs. But there's a point where if you get to know someone and they relate back to you, I think that's one of the biggest important parts for me. I don't know so there's my story. Why my favorite color is orange, and my hero as a 3, 4, or 5-year-old, whatever. So yeah, I mean it's what I grew up with. So I don't know. Well, how you guys can tell your own stories or whatever.
How many times did you actually ride the garbage truck?
I don't know, at least 2, 3 times, dude. The guy was cool.
Damn, you actually did it.
Dude, it was cool, dude. Like that was better than like.
Would never let me do that.
No, because my parents knew. It's like, man, our son Neron is getting excited over this garbage truck, and when the garbage man offers, it's like, what else? I have nothing else to be excited for. I didn't know how to play video games. I didn't have any friends at that age because I barely started going to school, right? So it's like, what else do I have to look forward to at that age? So it's like super exciting to me. And obviously the garbage man was smart. He's like, oh yeah, go ride with your dad or whatever. So yeah, I was like, it was really cool.
Oh no.
Like, dude, imagine that. Like, as a toddler, dude, that is the most exciting thing, to be able to hop in a ride with someone who's doing their quote unquote a professional at their job. Like, come on.
I can't believe you still remember that.
Dude, it's my favorite color origin story, dude. That's my origin story.
Okay.
I mean, origin story per se.
They're on the orange flash.
I woke up in the garbage truck.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I think at that age, that guy, that garbage man, was my hero. He would let me go in his fucking truck, dude. Like, that shit is exciting, dude. Like, come on. Have you guys ever ridden in a garbage truck?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's not that you don't want to. It's because now you don't want to.
Take out the garbage every Friday.
Yeah, but because now you
fucking garbage every.
No, but that's because you don't want to. As a kid, as my world being really small, that was exciting. I had nothing else to be excited about. You know what I mean? So it's all by perspective. I don't know, but going back to relatability, that was my main point about it, is being able to connect to, your hero or everyday hero in general. So, yeah.
I swear.
I think I honestly observed the same thing as a mailman, because especially around like the age you said near 3 to 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like when little kids see a mailman, they're like, "Oh, hi, Mr. Mailman."
Yeah.
And if the parents out, then maybe the mailman's nice enough to hand the mail straight to the kid, and then the kid would just run back to his or her mom and be like, "Mom, I got the mail."
Yeah, dude. I think that's super cool, dude. People who
Or if the kid's with a friend or something, and the mailman puts it in the mailbox, the kids will run like bolt straight for the mailbox and try to get the mail themselves.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, all right. I just thought of an example, dude. So of quote unquote not an everyday hero, but a seasonal hero, dude. The Santas at the mall, dude. Think about that. So you get to meet the
Oh, no,
person
you're
who
too
gives
young.
your gifts, dude. As a kid, that blows your mind, dude. Santa, you're on. You get to meet Santa, sit on his lap, and you tell him what you want, and then maybe you know, depending what you ask for, you'll get it for Christmas. Like holy shit, that blows your mind as a kid.
Damn, dude, I always did that as a kid, but I never got what I wanted for Christmas. I'd always ask for something really big and impossible.
What did you ask for as a kid?
Not like impossible, but it would be something that he probably wouldn't be able to get me.
Well, like what? And give me an example. Can you remember anything?
Dude, I don't know, like a huge ass TV or something.
It wasn't
Like,
even.
like Santa's not even gonna like give me a huge ass TV.
Nope.
But yeah, like you know what I mean,
Santa
though,
don't
right?
got money for that.
Yeah. Santa's workshop only makes more practical, cheaper toys.
Yeah, no, for me, like when I asked for something, I was like, I just want, simple thing. I just want a small little toy, like a Power Rangers toy. That's what I wanted. I woke up in Christmas Day, and then when I opened the box, it wasn't a box, it was a book.
Oh.
My parents, they would get me books just so that I could like be forced to read.
Oh,
That was
man.
Okay. Maybe this Santa example isn't very good in this particular group. But you know what I mean, though. Maybe
This
not in this
particular
group,
group.
this particular group. But you get the point, though, right?
I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean by the
Yeah.
Santa, by the mall Santa though.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. You know how you get that feeling of being starstruck when you meet a celebrity or a professional sports player or whatever, dude?
Yep.
I think it's the same way. Like you get to see them from far away on the screen or whatever doing their thing, but when you meet them in person, that's a whole nother aspect that you might not expect, dude. It's like me when I've met like some of my favorite pro players, I'm fangirling like pretty hard. I'm just like, oh my god! Like I've legit done that for like a straight 3 minutes following them while I get to their autograph booth, or like stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, that adds another aspect. Being able to meet your hero, like I haven't met Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
but I want to meet Kobe one day.
I was about to ask who'd you meet?
Oh, I met professional gamers, my boys of Counter Logic Gaming. Yes.
Ugh.
CLG. All right, we're not gonna get into this if any gamer debates, but yes, I was fangirling pretty hard at the time.
I know almost no gamers.
Hey, I met Double Lift 2 when he was on TSM. So I mean, there's that. But you know, what do you guys have to say about that?
I
Or-
think since you're already talking about gamers, professional esports. I think sport today.
Korea.
Yeah, today. I really respect those guys. Like they grind the game out like almost all day, and then that's pretty much all they do just to keep up their mechanics. And if there's anyone I'd probably look up to today, it's probably those guys. They
Yeah.
work really hard at what they do, and I respect them for that.
Nice.
Mm.
Alex, Mo-Kang, you guys have
Recently
anyone
watched
else?
the World Cup for Overwatch.
Oh no, dude, I don't keep.
That was South Korea.
Oh, dude.
South
I mean,
Korea.
it's like Korea in like every game, man.
Dude, I
South
know.
Koreans are the best in
It's-
games.
It's literally
But
in Korea in most major esports except like Counter-Strike, but that's about it. They dominate every other game. Oh my lord.
If I go into Overwatch again, you're gonna see me up there. I'm gonna be like on the USA team.
Oh dude.
Oh,
Oh dude, top 500, dude. Top 50.
Dude, I didn't even try, and I got to diamond, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna stop now.
Hey, nice.
and you can be my hero.
Not even
Oh my
grinding it
God.
out and he's there, dude.
You're like, worship me, guys. Worship.
Alright, guys. With that said, we're going to be wrapping up into our final section. Last 5 or 10 minutes or so. And with that, Um, let's see. How do I end this off? What is some of the worst superhero powers or supervillain powers that you've seen or heard? They don't even have to be powers or just origin stories that you just absolutely suck or you don't like. We'll end off with that.
Oh, there's a lot.
And then we'll see which one of us has the worst one.
Okay.
Hmm.
Have you ever watched that movie, Sky High?
Yes. The Disney movie? The Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are
okay.
so many bad superhero powers, like that glowing guy. That glowing guy was terrible. Was it? Even though, in the end they're like, "Oh, you're superhero stuff," but like, no, they're terrible. Like, especially that melt guy, the guy that just like turns into water.
He turns into a puddle.
That turns into a puddle. And it's like, are you gonna move? Like, dude, what are you doing?
What do you? You don't contribute anything other than dodge.
Yeah. Like, at
That's
least
a good
the other
one,
girl,
dude.
like the girl who was like, she looked emo and she could transform and
Into a hamster, right?
oh
Or a
my
guinea
God.
pig,
I mean, she
whatever.
at least could do something. Like the glowing guy and the guy that turned into a puddle did not contribute at all whatsoever.
What
Like,
the
I don't-
heck?
Yeah, dude, that's actually really funny. All right, that's pretty good. So you got Sky High. Oh man, that's not fair, dude. All
yeah,
right.
Sky High superheroes. No.
What are some bad
Oh.
superpowers, dude, or origin stories? If you guys have one, just go ahead and talk about it.
I'm just gonna throw one out. That one Fantastic Four movie. I think it came out probably 4 years ago.
Oh, the Thing.
The thing, Miles. They had they had a black guy be the Human Torch.
Oh, the new Fantastic Four one. Oh yeah.
The movie was total shit. Like all the
Wait,
characters.
Wait, this is the old Fantastic Four, right? Or is it the
wait,
new one?
what made it? Yeah, what made it bad?
The new one.
New one? Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh,
Well, I thought that was bad because the quote unquote leader, what's his name, Fantastic or whatever,
Mr. Fantastic.
or Reed Richards or whatever.
The stretchy one.
Yeah.
Like he was just an arrogant. He
Oh.
displayed nothing. He displayed no leadership qualities, and the movie expects us to believe that he is the leader of us all.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Kemp, you got anything yet?
and off the top of my head is the guy from My Hero Academia. All he does is make these like sticky balls,
Oh.
and he like what do you do with these sticky balls? Like they look like anal beads from afar. Like what are you supposed to do with it?
Okay.
That
Yeah,
they stick to
that's all
things.
he makes.
They stick to things, and you can bounce off of them yourself, dude. That's all he does.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Nah, dude.
Yeah,
Freaking.
that's all I can think of from the top of my head.
Oh, I know another one. You know that movie Zoom?
Which one's that?
Yeah.
Wait, this like the heck old movie, right?
It's like old movie, like
Yeah.
what's it called? There's an old guy. He like used to be a superhero, and then he trains like these 4 kids to develop their superpowers and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. This
No,
movie.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what this
so
is.
they had
Alright.
so there was an interview moment to see like which one is going to be like the new team members, and they had terrible, like there's some people with terrible superpowers. Like one guy, he what's it called? He had the superpower to build like a huge snot out of his nose.
What?
And, like another one had was it the ability to shoot like spitballs really fast? Like we just eat a whole crumple of paper and then like spitballs.
What?
And then there was another girl who was it? She had the superpower to blink really fast. Like,
Wow,
That's not fair. You're like naming like
You-
10 characters,
I
dude.
mean, you're
These aren't even like superpowers.
Like imagine those superpowers, like blinking really fast.
What the fuck? What?
Dang. Okay. All right. I think the one that comes to my head is the guy who can, the from the anime Charlotte, the guy who can move from one place to another place really fast, but he can't control when he stops. So every time he
Oh.
goes, he always crashes into something and he's hurt. Like all the time. Like literally he jumped from one place to another place and when he comes back he's like half bleeding.
Oh.
It's like, dude, what happened? It's like, oh, I crashed into the thing and then I came back and I crashed into the other wall and now I'm here. Like, oh my gosh. I think that was like really dumb. You're literally hurting yourself every time you use your superpower.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
This is another from another show called Bungo Stray Dogs. There's this medic girl.
Uh-huh.
As her powers is that she can heal you to full, but the catch is that you have to be like almost dead for her to use her power.
Oh, that sucks, dude. So you can't even be moderately hurt. You have to be literally on your deathbed.
Yeah, you have to be on your deathbed for her to use her powers.
Dude, that actually
Wow.
sucks, dude. Wow. All right, guys. I don't know if there's people watching on the stream. There's a couple people. But out of the ones we've said, who do you think has the worst one so far?
I got more. Like I can think of so many more.
I
like,
know you
I
can.
think we got blown out the water today, guys.
Like, have you seen One Piece? One Piece has so many dumb superpowers. It's so funny.
Oh my lord.
The fruit where the lady becomes very smooth.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one actually.
Yeah, I absolutely love One Piece. I like stop myself when I'm talking about One Piece today.
It turns into really smooth. I think that's really funny. I think your puddle one from Sky High takes it.
Yeah, the puddle one. Oh my
The
god.
puddle one was the
Yeah,
funniest
use
one, dude.
Puddle.
I don't know. All right,
I
guys.
got Alex here as a superhero connoisseur.
I know I was gonna say that he's a connoisseur of superhero movies with bad superpowers.
It's like tons of
There's a lot of superhero movies, and a lot of them are pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you try to do a superhero movie, and you're trying to find the quote unquote superhero. You're trying to weed them out, and you just get all these really really bad ones.
That's very
It's like-
true.
For every good superhero, there's like 100 bad ones.
Dude, it's like, what's your superpower, bro? I glow in the dark, bro. Turn off the light. I
They're
glow, bro. I glow. Dude,
like, let me see your superpower. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. Just turn off the
Turn
lights.
off the lights.
Turn off the lights. I'm doing it. I glow. Oh my lord.
Fucking
Oh, I
dumb.
blow a snot rocket.
That's not rocket. Dude. Oh, dude, remember that one anime? What's this guy's? Shoot, I forgot. Bobonobo, whatever. He had the super strong nose hairs. The one with the one with the
I don't
blonde
know that
afro.
one.
No.
Wait, with Bobonobo? You
Yeah,
call it
yeah, that
Ultimate
one.
Muscle?
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Ooh,
Whatever.
Ultimate Muscle.
Huh?
Is that what you're talking about?
What? I don't know which one
You
it
call it
was.
Ultimate Muscle?
Sure, whatever. No, I don't remember. No, I thought it was Bobonobo. No, whatever. The one where he has a huge yellow afro, and then like his superpower is like super strong, and he can super strong, super long nose hairs.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude. I think at least it's useful. They're super strong nose hairs, and you can fight with it. Still better
Yeah.
than puddles.
You use that shit like a whip or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly, exactly. All right, guys. I think we're gonna be closing this stream off real soon. So if you guys have any closing messages or I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Closing messages or there you go. Final words. Closing messages. What the hell? Final messages. Final messages for people watching or on stream or on YouTube. Anyone want to go first? 30 seconds or less, whatever.
Talking about superheroes today was pretty interesting. I thought we'd go off topic a lot, but no, we stuck in there. I thought superheroes are cool.
Hey.
If you ever want a place or doesn't want to know about any bad superhero movies, just let me know. But I know a lot. I know a lot of places that you can find bad super.
Can we get a Twitter handle for people to tweet at?
I don't have one, but you can message me on Facebook, Alex Chang. There's probably a lot of Alex Changs there.
There's a
So
lot of Alex
I don't think that's
Chang.
such a common name. Dude, that's my superpower,
Day.
to have a common name.
No, yeah, like what's it called? There was a day on Facebook. I got added to a group. It's called the Alex Chang Project.
Hey.
What
Named
the heck?
Alex Chang.
Okay.
And they're just like, "Oh, you want to introduce yourself?" I was like, "No." Like, hi, I'm Alex Chang. Are you Alex Chang? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, I was trying to tell Kemp. Kemp was like, "Who's our guest for this week?" I was like, "Oh, dude, Mo-Kang, my friend Mo-Kang, and my friend and Alex Chang. You went." And then Kemp was like, "Oh wait, my friend Alex Chang? No, no." And I was like,
Yeah.
"You're Alex Chang?" He started describing him. I went, "No, no, no, dude, my Alex Chang."
Oh, dang.
I was like, "Oh my god." All right. Well, if you need to find him, he's my mutual friend on Facebook. I don't think I have more than one Alex Chang. I think I'm okay.
I wouldn't
I have
be
a
offended
bunch
if
of
you if you do.
yeah, dude. I have a bunch of Alexes, but not a lot of Alex Changs.
He also came from Murphy.
Irvine.
That's true.
All right, Mo-Kang. Any final words?
So we got into a lot of Batman stuff.
Oh yeah,
We did.
everyone here likes Batman.
Yeah, dude. Batman's great.
Yeah,
Where's the bomb?
Christian Bale's the best.
Where's the money?
Man,
All right. With that said, I'd like to thank all three of you for being on this week's podcast. Thank you for joining me and being a superhero in your own right. And hopefully, maybe, just maybe, we inspired someone watching today or on YouTube, whether with what we said or talked about. With that said, thank you for watching, for those on the stream. Oh, and Anthony Ong, thank you for saying it. It was Bobonobo, Bobodobobo, whatever, adobo, chicken adobo, burrito, Despacito. Uh,
Wow.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment below if you want any other things for us to talk about. If you want to be on a podcast, there'll be the tiny URL, tinyurl.com/neurons podcast interest form. Check it out. Sign up. Maybe we can talk about some stuff that you might be interested in. With that said, thanks for watching, and peace.
See
peace
you.
out.
See ya.